For over 200 years, several generations of men have hopped on that boat headed to the south coast of Nova Scotia, just so that they could get a chance at discovering one of the most elusive treasures in human history. So mysterious is this treasure that despite believing that this treasure must be on the island, nobody knows where on earth this treasure might be. As such, you can't blame anyone for doubting that this must be a fool's errand. That is why it must be intriguing for the world to learn that the Legina brothers and the Curse of Oak Island team are on the verge of making this 200-year-old discovery as they explore the area that they believe is the center of this captivating story. This center, the ground zero of more than 200-year-old search for gold, began in 1795 after a local of Oak Island named Daniel McGinnis came across a circular depression, which has now become the legendary Money Pit. His exploration of this circular depression will set the tone for the next 220-plus years. Now, the Legina brothers and their crew have decided to keep their focus on the said Money Pit because the team found evidence that there must be gold somewhere around there. This has been amplified by several discoveries around the C1 cluster, a location on Oak Island. Due to these discoveries, the C1 cluster and all surrounding areas have also become important in terms of the search for this treasure. This search was further encouraged by the discovery of some pieces of silver and the discovery of what the team believed to be wooden tunnels that date back to the 15th century. The discovery of these tunnels made them certain that they must be drawing closer to the original Money Pit, which may be connected to a tunnel that would lead them to a chamber or a vault of some sort. This might be where this most elusive treasure must be hidden. Desperate to be the first to reach his treasure, the team made sure they took note of everything they came across as they went along. The Legina brothers and their team continued digging the B4C shaft, and before they knew it, their shaft was 90 feet deep. Located just a few feet off the borehole C, the B4C shaft is just what hopefuls watching the Curse of Oak Island TV show would have wanted to see. It does beg the question as to how those living in the 15th century were able to use wood to dig and construct these underground tunnels. Regardless, nothing can take away from the fact that the discovery of this tunnel, despite having to drill like a mole into the ground, is pivotal towards discovering the elusive 220-year-old treasure because it means the team is drawing closer and closer to the original Money Pit. With each dig, the morale of the team is also raised because of the prospect of coming across some fascinating artifacts. Following this, the discovery of gold in the water also made the team hypothesize that the treasure must have been transported to the chamber or the vault. Furthermore, the discovery of a large iron fastener proved to be the most intriguing discovery the team came across. Its primitive form dictated that it must have been at least 100 years old. And it's actually possible that it may have been used even before the Money Pit was either placed in the hole or in the unlikely event when someone unearthed the treasure. Another item that was discovered is a hand-forged spike, which was another amazing artifact that made the hairs on the excited team members' necks stand. This is because a discovery like this must surely mean they are making progress, and it might also mean that they might get a much-wanted look into the history of the mysterious island. With this in mind, the team dug the B4C shaft just a feet away from borehole C tireless. In their endeavors, they got to a depth of 90 feet. Considering their efforts, they were forced to wonder how exactly these people all the way back in the 15th century could actually use wood to build these underground tunnels. Nonetheless, they had to push on because the discovery of these tunnels is considered to be essential towards the discovery of the evasive treasure, because this might be the final step towards finding the original Money Pit. Moving forward, the team was also encouraged by the discovery of gold in the water on the island. To them, this may mean that gold must have been transported into the hypothetical chamber or vault. Additionally, the team came across a large iron fastener that captivated the imagination of the team. It was decided that it must date back to the 18th century or even more, and some members of the team couldn't help but wonder if it may have been used long before the Money Pit was made, may have even been used to make the original Money Pit. Nonetheless, the team soon moved on to another amazing discovery, a large hand-forged spike, Surely, these findings mean that they are well on their way to making their most desired discovery. That said, things were forced to come to a screeching halt when they dug 130 feet into the B4C shaft. That is where they came upon an obstruction that would put their work to an end: bedrocks. Although this was tough to swallow, the team took solace in the data they've collected so far because it indicated that they're drawing closer to their goal. As such, they are able to overlook this setback along with other problems such as their dwindling funds and their desire for advanced technology and equipment for their project. Following this hiatus, the team decided to analyze their iron spike. This is where Carmen Legg, the blacksmithing expert, came in. He was able to determine that the spike was a component of a medieval drill. Apparently, rock drills have been around for ages, and the swages that the team had found just 2 years ago may have been used to sharpen such drills. As such, the items helped the team draw a better picture of the history of the fabled island. Looking at the ancient item, the team couldn't help but dream that they are surely on the right path. Who knows? This drill may even have been used to build the original money pit. At this point, the team sat back and thought about an important aspect of this mission. Who buried this treasure on Oak Island? This might help them determine exactly what they might find in the money pit before they get there. To the team, the most likely suspects were pirates who could have used the island as a hideout during the golden age of piracy, which occurred at some points between the 17th and 18th century. However, they were never able to determine this because anytime they dug too deep, they were swarmed with floods, thanks to the unfortunate location of the island, which is on top of a glacial tumulus. Despite how absurd it might sound, the likelihood that it was pirates that buried their treasure on Oak Island is high. This would mean that their activities on the island may have been brought to an end when the French, Spanish, English, and other European countries decided to protect their colonies in the Americas and the Caribbean by bringing an end to the conflict within themselves so that they can focus on getting rid of the pirates. Following the signing of the Treaty of Utrecht, pirates such as the infamous Blackbeard, who was rumored to have treasure hidden on the island, were put down. This is mostly important because it may have been the factor that made these pirates hide their treasure deep within the bowels of Oak Island. Regardless, until the Legina brothers actually come across the legendary money pit, they cannot tell us the exact treasure that we're all hoping to see. All we can do is hope that they can actually find this mysterious money pit. Hopefully, all the relics and artifacts they dig up will actually be the clues that they need to make their discovery. That's it for this video. Feel free to explore our previous videos to get your mind blown. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload an intriguing content. Until next time, goodbye.